and welcome to rcast 30. My name is Here, and I am the singer and one of two guitar players of the band Tyr, and I'm talking to you from Lampa in the Faroes.
Hey, I'm Hans, one of two guitar players in Tyr, and I'm in Famion, the Faroe Islands.
Hello, Guns. I'm bass player in duo. I'm just one of one in Tyr. It's a bass, isn't it? And I'm sitting here in Miðvágur in Faroe Islands.
And I'm Tad. I'm the drummer, the only drummer right now of Twitch, and I'm not in the Faroes. I will be in a couple of days, but right now I'm in Budapest.
Darn tootin'. This is only the third episode of our third season. We've been on something of a hiatus. The last episode was released on the 7th of February. We tried to release these episodes on the 7th and the 22nd of each month. We have failed miserably lately. Some things got in the way. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. Whenever we do put these episodes up, we do put them up on YouTube first and foremost, but also to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Buzzsprout. Before we put it up anywhere else, we put it up on patreon.com/Tyrband, where you may have early access to this, plus some extra material. Gentlemen, I was rewatching some of our most recent episodes, and I thought we properly got the hang of it by the start of this year, but I guess we're back to awkwardly stuttering our way through the next few episodes.
What? No, go ahead. How? Wait, just what now? Just a second.
Today's?
Yeah, I'm stopping right now. Yeah.
We are completely quiet here, so it doesn't work. Could you start again? What did you say?
How? Who? Me?
Sure.
And but Hans, shut up while we're talking.
Jesus.
Yes, it's
Always
embarrassing.
with the talking. I mean.
So, yeah. The last
Seriously,
episode was even before our anniversary show on the 26th of February, I believe that was the anniversary show. So we might want to
Somewhere around there, yeah.
talk to people and each other about how that went, for example.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I think the show itself was great. I mean, we had some annoying problems with the visuals. That was a bummer because
You mean us getting old? That's unfixable, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could have caught us on a better day, but
Well, we should maybe tell the people that on the anniversary show we had all of the members that ever been in Tyr on that show, which was quite cool.
did.
yeah.
So we had Polarna, we had Terje, and we had Kari Stremai join us on
Kari.
stage. So that
And do not forget the other drummer, Amon.
and Amon.
Juros.
Amon.
Yes. Of course, it was in February. The weather was not amazing. And
Not even
we
by
had
Faroese
some-
standards.
Not even by Faroe standards. We had some visitors, some audience coming from abroad, America too, and some people who got a ticket connection through Iceland did not make it for the show.
Exactly.
I think someone from the Netherlands, no, Belgium also didn't make it because of delays. Now the thing is, I hope we will make this an annual event. So just advising people for the future, and I'll probably repeat this many times before the event is held again. If you come to the show, you should get a connection through Copenhagen, because if you need to rebook your flight, there are 3 or 4 flights a day from Copenhagen. If you need to rebook a flight from Reykjavik, you'll almost certainly miss the show because there are like 2 flights a week or something. Same for Edinburgh or Oslo or Bergen, wherever they fly to.
Or Murmansk, for that matter.
Yes,
Paris.
you might come through Murmansk as well. So book your flight through Copenhagen, even though it's a bit more expensive. At least you're more likely to find a connection if you need one. It's a long time ago, yeah, but it was a great show, so far as I remember.
The show itself
fantastic
was
show.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you said, with the visuals, we had some LED screens, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
It during practice, it looked really, really good. Unfortunately, during the show, there were some technical problems with that, which was very unfortunate.
I think the first half was fine, and then the second half, it turned off and on again. And I mean, I know Ale, our lighting engineer, just for the people who are listening or viewing, he tried everything he could, but it was not his fault that in the end it didn't become how it was in the beginning.
Yeah, I there was some miscommunication, I understand, between 2 different parties involved.
Yeah.
However, the lights themselves were fine, and that kind of took away the took the audience attention away from whatever issues there might have been.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone felt fooled for
This
or felt we didn't deliver.
This event also took place at where me and Hera are from, or at least where we grew up, and where we went to school. It was actually the school we went on, except from it was a new building. So it's quite cool. I mean, to have that kind of a show there. Kind of special, I think, at least. So
yeah, it was a very nice venue. The only problem with playing in a school in the Faroes was that there was no booze to be sold on the premises.
That even was a misunderstanding. They do not promote any sales of booze, but you are allowed to sell alcohol in there. I only found out after. The show was sold out, and there were quite a few people who were a fair bit older than we are, let's put it like that, and there's no place to sit down. It was a standing show, so we could sell more tickets and make more money. So a few people left because they simply couldn't stand up for 2 hours, which will happen to us all eventually. But I hope next time we'll make the show in the sports hall just across the river from this hall, which has plenty of room for sitting as well. And we plan to sell refreshments, not all of them tea only. Once we come to that.
I would like to bring a special thanks to all those fans who traveled that far to come and see us for that show. Definitely. It warms our hearts, really. So...
Absolutely.
It's quite incredible, yeah. People come so far. Absolutely,
especially, I mean, especially in that weather. I mean, you remember? I mean, we had at least that snowstorm was at least 5 days long.
Yeah,
it was quite something. I think Anna, for example, she had to turn back, fly back to Norway, and then try again to reach the Faroes on the next day, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is quite common, of course. In wintertime, in traveling to the Faroes, but still, it is for me personally, it is quite insane that nowadays this is still something that happens maybe every month, every week. You know, we have to turn back. Sorry, let's try again tomorrow.
We actually just had a few days where the planes couldn't land.
Right.
And it's a big chaos because it's it falls in with the same times that the Scandinavian airlines are on a strike.
Yeah.
It's all a big mess. And by the way, we lost our. We were in Paris. What was it? 2 weeks ago, and all our gear has still not arrived from that trip, and that has also something to do with the business of both. There's been some problems both in Amsterdam and in Copenhagen. So they just have a shitload of luggage everywhere.
Yeah.
The problem is that there is just not enough people
Yeah.
to do the work. I mean,
Yeah.
because of the whole pandemic, of course, first people who got canned from the airports were the so-called non-essentials, and I mean, or not even canned. They just left because they literally had no work because the airports were shut. You know, so of course they went and looked for other work, and now they're obviously not going back. So the airports have a hard time to.
Yeah, they simply don't have capacity to deal with the travel. Let's get to that when we get to that trip. After the anniversary show, the next thing we did was Viborg Metal Festival in Denmark.
Oh, that
was nice.
That
At the
was so
start of
great.
March.
Yeah.
I have a
Both shows,
horrible
actually.
memory for these things. We played that one, and we played Oslo the next day or
Yes.
2 days after.
No, next day I think.
I do remember the show in Oslo, but Viborg, it kind of escapes my memory at the
What?
at
That was the best
present.
show ever.
Dude, we
That
had
was fantastic.
Insane show.
first
I'm-
class hotel, great crowd. We played right before Bloodbath.
Who?
Hang out.
This just has been erased from my memory. I'm not sure what happened there.
It was a fantastic show.
It was, it really was.
And it was fantastic to play for the Danish people again.
You
So
remember
that's
that
my
game?
other half.
Harry, you remember that game that was down in the lobby at the hotel we were playing the whole time?
That curling like game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
That
remember
was in
that.
Denmark.
My memory places that firmly in Finland.
Really?
Finland was where we went almost, but only almost, onto the ski tracks.
Oh, right. I remember. yes. I simply don't. I made a mess of it. I think there was some stress around this time, especially with the show in Finland. That kind
Finland
of,
was I mean the time before the show, on the show day in Finland. That was a catastrophe.
let me just put it to you this way. I hear that the Viborg Metal Show was great, and I'm glad it was, but I simply cannot remember. We were supposed to go directly to the UK after that, but that UK run was postponed because of the Hard Rock Hell Spring Break Festival being postponed. And we still haven't heard from them again if they're on this year or if they're postponed for a whole year. So I guess it's more likely that it'll be next year, and the entire UK run will be next year.
Yep.
Sorry.
We will come back on these tours. It's all pretty damn slow right now, but we will catch up. And this is all because we're obviously, all the bands in the world are trying to get on tour and so forth. And pandemic and all that has ruined that pretty nicely for us all.
Yeah.
So, but it will get better as we get along.
It will, definitely.
Remind me of the venue for Viborg Metal Festival.
It was pretty new.
It was right next to the hotel. It was actually the same building complex. So where we had the breakfast, so you could actually go through from there
Yes.
to.
Ding! I got it. I got it. Yeah. Oh, that was a great show.
There you go.
And,
Yeah.
and the reason why you connected to Finland is because that was the exact same. There was a hotel that was connected to the place we played.
Yes,
at.
true. But,
yes.
but I do recall now going outdoors in Finland was a fair bit colder than in Denmark.
A bit.
Oh yes.
A bit.
Yes.
I remember that.
It was a bit nippy. Nippy, yeah.
Nippy.
Yeah.
So after that,
Yeah, but-
the
no,
next
but-
show was in
Yeah,
Finland. I believe it was around the start of April. 1st of April, maybe, at the Z-Rock in Finland.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It was just the day before we went to Germany. There was 2 shows on that weekend, I think. Right?
Yes, Meet and Greet was after that.
Yes.
In Germany.
Yes.
Our backtrack computer crashed properly in Finland, and it's still not. It needs a complete makeover to work again. And it was the one show for a long time where I didn't bring the backup computer because I thought, what can possibly go wrong? and I was stressing around. I drove to the nearest big village. What was it? I don't remember the name of the village even. It's up there north, Oulu probably.
Yeah, you went to Oulu.
Don't call it a village. I think Oulu is a proper town,
Fair enough.
or maybe
No
even a
offense.
city.
And I got to a certified Apple repair shop, and they told me, yes, this computer is properly fucked. It's not going to be fixed anytime soon. So far, so good. So, our light guy happened to have a brand new Mac with him, and in panic mode for hours, we just installed the software in his computer and redid all the backtracks. Kind of shabbily and shoddily, but good enough for playing live. So it worked. It was very hectic.
I mean, it was actually we were in luck that that the computer crashed during sound check. And not during the line check, for example, just minutes before show, because then
yes, and insane luck that he just happened to have a brand new Mac with him.
yes.
So of course, right after that show, we bought our own brand new Mac with the M1 chip, and they are insanely fast
Yes.
compared to the old ones. So and now I always bring 2 computers, one backup plus the new one.
Smart.
What else is there to say about the show in Finland? I thought it went pretty well, but it was kind of a strange arrangement.
The show was nice. yes.
Half the crowd was seated and half the crowd
Yes.
was standing, and
That
they were
was
split
weird.
down the middle, like in front of us. That was a bit weird.
Yeah, people sitting at tables and having their dinner while
In the
watching in the front, and while watching mildly annoyed or even perturbed towards the stage, like, oh, seriously? I mean, it's rather loud, isn't it? Oh, I'm annoyed now. It was like, oh, seriously?
I'm guessing the people who bought those seats knew what bands were playing, and
Are you sure?
They can't have been that annoyed we were playing, but it did feel weird to have half the crowd seated.
Yeah.
Not just seated facing us, but around dinner tables.
Yes.
That was extra weird.
It
Apart from
was.
that, it was a good arrangement. I liked the country, I liked the people, and they were very helpful. It was a nice venue, apart from all this. Very nice venue.
Yeah.
The people we talked to after the show, they were very happy. I had some Hungarian friends even there.
They were very
Oh,
happy. They did not know what else to say to you because you were standing right in front of them.
No. I several times happened to run into strangers who just told me, dude, that was quite bad. Yeah, well. Not this time, though.
Said no one ever.
Oh, Hans is gone.
So we
Sorry,
went from
there it is.
Finland to Germany to meet and greet. About 2 days in between, or we had one off date, one travel day in
No,
between.
no. We traveled. We slept like 3 hours. Then we took the van to.
It's not true. You went to bed 1 hour before we were supposed to go to the airport, and I stayed up.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah. So
And
there
did we
go.
play the next day?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
actually,
wow.
the same day. We
Hardcore.
arrived in
Good old hardcore.
Where even was it? I don't know. Somewhere in the west of Germany. Well,
Yes.
where is meet and greet?
I remember when we got to the hotel in
Not
the morning,
Oberhausen.
Yeah,
Isn't
Oberhausen.
it
Yes,
Oberhausen?
yes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
and everyone went to get breakfast after that long, horrible night. Except me and Harry, we went to bed.
Ah, yes.
Like responsible adults.
This was actually a super concert.
The show was
Yeah.
amazing.
I've seen the videos of from that. It's awesome.
Very awesome. But for example, those poor fuckers from Fight or Fate, how do you say that name?
Yeah,
The Swedish
Fight, I
guys.
believe.
Fight, yeah. So they were supposed to play the day before us, and of course, again, they lost all of their luggage, all of their instruments, and I mean, of course, in our case, it wouldn't be that easy to get other instruments either because of the 7 strings and the longer fretboard, whatever. But these guys, they have a very, very rare instrument on their set as well, and so I think some kind of very, very strange nickel harpa or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so they were not able to play because one of the airports again fucked up and
Yeah.
sent their luggage to, I don't know, Barbados or wherever. So yeah. So we when we arrived to the hotel, they were sitting in the lobby, nipping on their beers, like, yeah, well, oh no show yesterday. We just got drunk. Yeah, well, poor fuckers.
So not a big difference except from no show.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're good guys. They're very good guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
nice
actually
guys,
one
nice
of
guys.
we played at Blood in
Of Heroes,
no, in Oslo.
Blood Mountain.
Not in Oslo. It's in Norway. Blood stock.
Midgard's blood.
Midgard's
Blood.
blood. Yeah, I think actually one of those guys drew a bicycle in some lake or something on. Not because he was drunk or something. I don't know.
What? No, come on, no. Hey.
No, this is just something we do in Sweden. After that, we had the infamous trip to Samarok in France, close to Paris. My God, what a shit show! Well,
Show?
there was
no show.
no show.
What
but,
show?
I mean, this was the most ridiculous trip I've ever been on.
Jesus.
So to save the risk of losing our stuff in flight, we decided to drive from Prague and all the way to Paris, which is not too bad. We had rented a driver in a car.
And we only you and me. We drove with the driver.
Yeah.
So there were you and me, the driver, and
That's
was
all.
that it?
That's it. The 3 of us.
Yes. Anyway, car broke down when we were about 200 kilometers away from Paris. It was absolutely impossible to get a replacement car. Everything was booked. It was also impossible to find a place to stay for the night because all the hotels in the vicinity were booked because of a damn dog exhibition. People were walking around with tiny poodles with curls on their ears, and we walked around everywhere we could find to look for a free room. By this time, we'd heard that the show was going to be cancelled anyway for thunder warning.
Yeah. By that time, me and Hans, we already were. We arrived at the show, and they cancelled it.
And it
Yeah.
was the most beautiful
I
place
was-
I have ever been in my life.
Yeah.
It was like being in the Hobbit village.
Yeah.
And the weather, best weather I've experienced in my life.
It seemed
And the
like
thunder.
it was sun. It was hot, and they
Yeah.
said, "Oh, it's gonna be thunder." It doesn't look like it, but they were right. Actually, spot
Yeah,
on.
but at 7 the thunder started and it lasted for 40 minutes and then it was gone and great weather again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they evacuated the whole concert. Boom.
Overly cautious. I hope this is not something that has come about because of the caution with COVID or the hyper caution, in my opinion, with COVID. I've never heard of
It was
a show
actually
being cancelled for
they
Sunday
said
before.
they said it was a red zone, which means there's a very high risk of lightning striking down on the place, and because there's trees around,
Fair enough.
it's quite dangerous.
Fair enough.
And not to say the trip back home was quite interesting for all of us, I guess.
And the trip for us to you guys also, we took an Uber for like 250 kilometers because that was still.
We were trying to get an Uber all day, but there was none to be found in the vicinity. And finally, in the evening, after we had walked between so many hotels and hostels and whatever, there was an Uber on the app, and we got it. And it took us what you said, 250 kilometers to wherever we needed to go.
Approximately, yes.
Or else we'd have been sleeping on the street.
Because there were, I mean, it was ridiculous. Some people at the hotels, they were just plainly laughing at us. What, a room tonight? No. Other people were like, "You're looking for a room? Oh no, it's booked completely. The whole city, the vicinity of it. It's nothing. I mean, dogs,
You
poodles."
can't even find a room for a dog these days.
It was horrible, especially with all the gear on our backs. I mean, we had to leave some of the stuff in the van, which then was somehow brought back to Prague a week later, or I don't even know.
I think we
got everything
Paris
back
and picked it up. Yeah, we got everything back, but I had my guitar in a soft case with me because I expected to drive there and drive back, so no need for a hard case because I wasn't expecting to have to fly anywhere. Turned out we had to fly back, and I couldn't check my guitar in. It was in a soft bag, so we got one of our former acquaintances. She was driving to Basel in Switzerland, where she lives, and so she took us there. We got a flight from Basel and back to Prague, and I had to leave my guitar with her because there's no way I'm going to check that in. It's going to break. I heard just now from our manager he has the guitar again, but I mean he still can't ship it to me because it's still in a damn soft bag. I have to get an empty hard case to him somehow, and then I don't know how we'll fix it. And that's my Ragnarok guitar, by the way. By the time we got to the airport in Basel, there was a bomb warning, and they were just in the process of evacuating the entire airport, get everyone out. And that fortunately only caused, 2-hour delay. Turned out to be nothing. But still, I mean, on top of everything, it was just hilarious.
And Thaddeus, you also had some problems with the airport when you had to go home, right? You had to call an Uber to get...
Oh, yes. Yes, exactly. I was I was supposed to get a shuttle from the festival at 3 a.m. So that the festival is supposed to send me a shuttle to the hotel, and then we talked to our manager, and Anton said, yeah, well, maybe don't take that flight. Maybe just leave a little bit later because the festival has a hard time to find you a driver. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So at least I got some sleep, and I was supposed to get my shuttle at 1:30 p.m. I think, so a reasonable time, and I would have made it to the airport like 90 minutes before the flight, so nothing to worry about. But then the shuttle didn't arrive, and I was waiting for 10 minutes, 20, 30, 45, 60 minutes, and I was like, okay, this is getting a bit tight, you know, so I might just call an Uber. Okay, there are no Ubers. Okay, I might just call a taxi. Talking to the people at the reception, could you please call me a taxi?
You're a
Yeah,
taxi.
okay.
You're a taxi.
You're a taxi. Yes, and they probably didn't get it because they were French. So, you know, and they asked, well, okay, where do you want to go? Well, to that and that airport. It wasn't even a Charles de Gaulle. It was a smaller one, but it was at least a bit closer. And they said, oh, that's gonna be horrendously expensive. I mean, yeah, well, I have to get there somehow. And then, you know, finally they got somebody to come, and time was running out, and the taxi wasn't arriving, and I was pacing up and down in the lobby, you know, and Mishkur arrived. Mirkur from Denmark, and she was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, sorry, I'm a bit stressed, so have a great trip. Oh, okay, bye. Then I was pacing it, and then the taxi arrived, and I was just running out and throwing all my stuff in there, and I was able to convince the guy to drive as fast as he could. He was just asking, how much are you going to pay me? I just fucking drive, man. I'm gonna pay you well. And I made it to the counter to drop off my bag 1 minute before they closed. I was like really running there and just, are you still open for the flight to? I don't know. Did I fly directly to Budapest? I have no idea.
You flew to Vienna.
Vienna, yes, Vienna, exactly. And the guy at the counter, he was really laid back. He was like, "Oh, monsieur, I love this punctuality of you people because you still have 1 whole minute. So thank you very much." Okay, thanks, man.
That's rich from a French guy to a German.
Yeah. No, but he was really nice. I mean, I paid a fortune for that fucking taxi. I mean,
Fair
I
enough.
didn't. The festival did.
I
hope
but
in the
next day was cancelled as well in the end, wasn't it?
Was it? Really?
I believe it was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Oh,
Yeah, nobody played, if I remember correctly. So we're hoping
No,
to
they
play
played,
next
right?
year.
Huh?
I think they played the second
they?
day.
Did they?
I think so.
Okay, anyway, I hope they get us back next year.
Yeah.
Apart from all this, seemed like a promising event.
Yeah.
After that, we got to Hörnerfest in Germany.
Hörner.
That was,
It's just a few weeks ago.
yeah. That brought back some old memories because I think the first time we played in Germany, we played there. They have the same, they have another festival in the same area called Headbangers Open Air.
Yeah.
It's more straightforward heavy metal, and this Hörnerfest is kind of aimed at the folk scene.
Medieval, folky.
So we played both, and I believe Headbangers Open Air was the first time we ever played in Germany.
That could be, yeah.
So I know the guy, or we met that guy quite a few times, Thomas Tegelhütter, the guy who runs the whole thing. So that was nice.
We had a few technical problems on that show.
Again, yes.
Yeah.
But
Which will never happen again.
never ever.
Yeah.
It was a great crowd there.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was an awesome
very,
show.
very great. Very
Yeah.
great.
It's amazing.
And we signed a penis.
You guys
I wouldn't say
signed that
signed.
unit.
Yeah.
Yes. You took it in your hand.
Put a dot on it.
You took it in your hand.
Turned it a few times.
You were holding it. No, actually, nobody held it. We only held the pen. Like,
A
okay.
guy showed up in front of the signing session and just lifted up his kilt and revealed the crown jewels. And, well, we put some graffiti on it.
You know, I mean, if that was his wish, what can you do?
Stuff happens.
Apparently, yes.
The very next day,
I love the way we
played
signed it.
at,
It was like,
speak for yourself.
you held
The
it.
very next day, we played at the Voxbot. It was that was a hard couple of days. No sleep. Well, almost no sleep. We went straight off stage, packed our stuff at Hörnafest, and got back into the van, drove back to Copenhagen. We didn't want to risk too many connecting flights, so for Hörnafest, we drove from Copenhagen
It was actually not that
to
bad.
northern Germany.
I was okay.
We could have taken a flight to Hamburg, but taking flights these days is still quite risky.
Yeah.
So the fewer flights, the better. So we arrived quite early in the morning to the Faroes, went home, got some sleep, and played in the evening at Voxbot in Tórshavn in the Faroes. Now that was something of a show.
That was
Great.
absolutely awesome.
I must say, for my part, it's one of the best shows I've ever played.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that worked out so good. It was fantastic.
No technical issues,
No,
which is
nothing.
unusual. No, there are always some mistakes when you play. I misremember some lyrics, you sing something badly. I blunder through some solo, but this time there was an absolute minimal amount of such things, which is just a great feeling. Almost never happens.
It was such a great crowd. It was amazing to see.
Oh yes.
That too.
And I have to say, even during the evening, we stayed there. At least me and Tadea stayed there for quite a while. We all did, right?
Yeah, Hans was there as well
Yeah.
for a long time.
And I think just the whole vibe of the
Yeah.
festival, it was great. I mean,
Yeah.
people were just having a blast. So
A blast. I
Yeah,
mean,
really. Really,
the streets were packed with fun-loving, slightly drunk
and
people.
and
It's
it's also an evening where all the students got their hats.
Yeah.
of course there's a lot of happy young people because they just finished their mid-level studies, and people are just, and it's close to midsummer, so people are just very, very happy.
Yeah, so that was
It's
cool.
it's in the dead center of Tórshavn, and it just couldn't be better. So there's a lot of people who have walking distance to the festival and back, which is not the case when you're in the other festivals in the Faroes, like Sommarfestivalen or J Festival. People have to arrange transport home, and they have to worry about all that, which is definitely one of the advantages of the festivals that are in the middle of Tórshavn, like Voxbot. Great atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we played the Cave Fest
Yeah,
in close to Paris.
that was quite some experience. Beautiful place.
Very.
I absolutely adored our backstage area, which was a tree.
Yes, a tree. This, gentlemen, is your tree,
Yeah,
and they even put our name on the tree.
And we got the oldest tree all around there. So the other bands got...
What type of tree was it? Do you think
It was a plane tree.
a plane tree? Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't tell a plane from an oak to save my life. Anyway, we had a plane tree, a huge old plane tree for a backstage with our name on it, and we eventually got some chairs
Tent.
and a tent and a
Chairs.
table from them, which was very kind. They're obviously building their brand and working up, the finesse of the arrangements.
Yes.
But so far so good. So far so good. It was in
They're
a
getting
beautiful
there.
area.
It was nice. It was really nice.
And again,
All arranged around a castle hill with a beautiful old castle ruin at the top, which was strictly off limits for everyone.
Except
Now, you shouldn't tell us things are off limits.
Well,
Because-
I mean, I think we can speak freely about this because after I posted some pictures from up there, even the Instagram page of Giselle, of the city, started following me. So I mean,
it can't be that serious.
It
So
can't
we
be
all
that serious.
snuck up to the hill after, and it was quite exciting. You know, crawling through the shrubbery, the thorn bushes.
Yes,
That was fun.
it was
In the middle of the night.
Was. Yep.
we got
The
some
show's
great
quite good.
photos there.
Oh yes, great.
Up
Photos.
at the castle hill, yeah, there was this
Yes.
nice green backlight and some red and just beautiful scenery, some gothic-looking pictures.
Very cool stuff.
If I remember correctly, the show itself was also quite good.
Yes, it was. It really was.
The
Kind of
show,
all
the
blends
show was
together for
amazing.
me.
Actually, it was a really good crowd.
Yeah.
So
We played fairly early, like 8 maybe. It was still a bit light when we started, and people started rowing
yeah,
like
That
the first
move,
10
yes.
rows or something during what was it?
Regensburg,
Regensburg. Yeah.
We flew directly from the Faroes to Paris. There's a direct flight, and that makes our travel, at least from the Faroes, incredibly convenient.
Yes.
You only realize when you get off the plane at Charles de Gaulle that, hey, I don't have to check in again to another flight. What luxury.
it's a bit
so-
weird actually, for us at least, that we don't have to go to Denmark and somewhere else.
Yes,
Again.
usually it's Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Paris, or something.
Yeah,
It's not unusual. So flying directly is
either
very convenient.
Paris, Amsterdam, or Frankfurt. That's usually the
Yeah.
connection to the rest.
In worst case, sometimes London.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you
sorry,
have to
sorry,
walk
London.
across the whole city. It's a gigantic airport. It feels like you're walking across the entire city to get to your connecting flights, and they reliably lose half your luggage.
Which they did now as
I
well.
mean, Charles de Gaulle does that very conveniently as well. So.
Come to think of it, our guitars are still at Charles de Gaulle
yeah.
since the
Or
Cape Fest.
somewhere in their vicinity.
Yeah.
Or they are stolen.
Even better, yeah. Because then we don't have to worry about it anymore.
I mean, it wouldn't be a problem to steal there because we just left it in this rolling cage, which
Yeah.
the whole public has access to, and no one's watching it, so anyone can
Which
just
is
go and take it.
which is amazing. You build a fucking huge airport, and you don't have an odd size place. It baffles me, to say at least.
Usually the airports do have a place to deliver the outside,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this
that's
seemed
what
kind of amateur.
Yeah.
You just take it to the side and there's a guy with a rolling cage, not paying extremely close attention to I don't think anyone would steal such a case. It would look rather conspicuous.
No.
rolling
We
away
did
with a case
we
like
did
ours.
exactly the same years ago with my former band. We had to leave it right there at the counter. Please put it down here, and somebody will come and pick it up with a small car, and then you take it away. It is très bien, no problem, yes. And, we were standing there like, no, come on. I mean, we can't just leave it like right there. I mean, hundreds of people there, looking, what's this? And, it's, I mean, those luggages, they arrived in the end, but yeah, it was a very, very bad feeling just leaving it there.
Yeah.
Because
In the public area.
yeah.
Which is what we did with our guitars now, but I understand there are hundreds of bags headed for the Faroes still stuck in Paris, so and there's no need to suspect that it's been stolen.
Yet.
But That includes my Bjarnarstein guitar and Gunnar's homemade bass and Hans's...
very
it's
normal mid-range guitar.
Yeah, still. but the problem is I can't work. My Ragnarok guitar is in Prague with our manager, finally. And Bjarnarstein guitar is in Paris. And I can't record guitar without either
How
of those.
about your Ibanez?
I took it to... It has a completely different pickup. It will sound radically different. I can't do that.
Right. Yeah,
But I did take it to the repair shop here to prepare it for the next show in case I don't get the other guitars back.
Yeah, I will need to do that too, because my guitars that I have here really need a setup, and if I don't get the other one back, I will have a problem.
Yeah.
You can set it up against the wall. It's fine, it works.
Or you could do the setup for me. That would work.
That would actually be a good idea.
I can pay you with love. Lots of it.
And lots of it.
You're good.
So K-Fest, that's the last show we played.
Yeah. And we are going to Italy on the 30th.
Yeah, Malpaga Festival close to Milan in Italy.
And we have played at this place before, right?
Yes,
we have.
It was a
couple of years ago.
Great experience.
Yeah.
Nice little festival, yes.
Yeah, beautiful area, and very nice experience compared to the I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but the service, the personal interaction and service level in a city like Rome are not always the friendliest people. Let's put it like that. They get in an insane amount of tourism, so they might not feel the need to provide the best service. But you go to a place like this, Malpaga, people are incredibly friendly, and it was just a very enjoyable experience last time we were there.
Yeah,
I do remember.
As far as I could see, it looks like the festival is very close to the airport too. To where we are flying. Yeah. Looked like 12 minutes drive or something.
Yeah, because this time we are arriving to Bergamo airport, I think. Because last time we arrived at Milan airport, and that was just like 60 kilometers to the west or something. But this time we're lucky. If the flight is gonna make it and it's not gonna be cancelled and
what could possibly go wrong?
and postponed and shut down and
But we're flying the day before, so so there's some time.
We have some connecting flights, and there's plenty of things that might go wrong, and we hope that this chaos has picked up by then, because we have to go through Copenhagen airport. Hoping for the best, fingers crossed. After that, we have a few shows coming up this year, the rest of the year. In August, on the 6th, the 18th, we play at Rock Castle in Czechia. I believe we played there before as well.
Yeah. And we have Czechia, and then we have a show in France, right?
Yeah, the next day, on the 19th, we play at the Motoculture, also for the second time. Yeah. It's kind of in the northwest of France, if I remember correctly. That was a very nice arrangement also.
Yeah, and then we have Then we have Romania after that. Romania and
10th of September.
Denmark.
Yeah. 10th of September, we play at the Maximum Rock Fest in Romania. Long time ago since we played in Romania.
Not that long. It was 2019, I think.
Long enough.
Okay. Yeah, well, no. Actually before all hell broke loose, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, it's not that long.
And then we have Pumpehuset in Denmark, right?
Yes, Udgårdsfest in Copenhagen on the 30th of September.
For certain.
That must be one of the venues I've been to the most in my entire life.
Maybe we've seen we have Dio together. We have been there. We saw Dio and lots of other bands.
Yeah, many other bands. One of the first shows we ever played outside of Öresundskollegiet was Pumpehuset.
Yeah, that's correct. So
we won some contests there back in the day.
Aww.
That was cool. So it's a great
promising young musicians.
Yeah. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Run it all straight into the ground. Complete failure.
And then we have in October we are going to hopefully to Australia.
Yes,
I think we're going
5th to 19th of October. We're still waiting. Of course, we were supposed to go with Arcona, but seeing as they have to travel from Russia, it's still unclear whether or not they will be allowed to travel, whether they will want to travel. And then the question is, what will the promoters and the ticket buyers say that there'll only be two? Is that even an option? Do we have to find another band? So I would guess there's more than a 50% chance we're going, but not 100, I'm afraid. Too many things up in the air.
Let's see. I mean, this would be a first.
Absolutely.
A damn great first, but...
Yeah. Really hoping for this. So is... let me just read through the dates. Is the 5th of October in Brisbane, the 6th in Canberra, 7th in Sydney, 8th in Melbourne, and 9th in Adelaide. And it is Overdrive Touring that sells the tickets. That's as far as our plans go.
And then
nothing more to say, really.
Then we have the upcoming album in progress. We had a pretty good... let's put it this way. The songs are all done. The songs are there. The drums are there. We need to record bass. We recorded some bass. And we need to record vocals. We did some vocals as well.
Yeah, some choirs.
But we have run into
vocals and choirs.
Yeah. But we have run into different complications recently with how do we put
complications?
That? What complication?
Let me put it quite bluntly. I moved back to the Faroes because my girlfriend broke up with me. So that kind of
I was trying to get around that. Very neatly.
So I live in the Faroes now, and I'm looking for a place
straight to it.
And I'm looking for a place to stay, which is not that easy to find. So that kind of puts
it puts a halt on things. And also
it's
now we lost the guitars.
To keep the workflow. Yeah. Plus, both my usable guitars are abroad. I don't have access to them. So, but I could be recording vocals or writing lyrics. But even that is difficult when you're in the middle of moving for weeks, maybe months now.
Yeah.
But
so that the work has kind of stopped a little bit, but we will get there, absolutely.
Especially since we'll all be in the Faroes during August, or
yes, you're coming. When are you coming?
I'll come back with you after Malpaga Fest.
So that's on the 31st of July. July from then, yes. And how long do you think?
Well, till we have the show in Czechia and France.
Yeah, 18th and 19th, I believe that was. And yes. Then you're going back home?
Well, yes, because on the 20th, I have a show with my other band called Rivers Ablaze in Hungary. So this is going to be a quite tight one because I have to make it from Motokultur to, well, I guess after the show to the airport at Nantes. Then I'll take a night flight to Paris and then an early flight from Paris to Budapest. So many uncertain factors in there. In that equation, but you know, maybe I'll make it.
Maybe you'll make it. So we have about 18 days there together. That's nice.
Yes,
that's nice.
So we should really use those days for.
We will use those days and get some work done. Absolutely.
Yes.
Then.
And then we.
Yeah. Upwards and onwards.
Yeah, and then there's something about a web shop. Move the web shop.
I should mention, yes, exactly. We are moving the office from which we ship our merch. So if you're waiting for any merch, there will be an additional delay. We are trying to get to the new office as fast as possible. Of course, I'm not there to do it myself in Prague right now. So if you're waiting for some merch from the tour shop, you can apply for a refund if you'd rather not wait for longer. But we will eventually get back to shipping and you will have your merch eventually. If you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, you may visit tier.fo/merch, from where you may purchase some very cool tier merch. But like I said, right now there's some additional waiting time because of us moving the merch office.
Yeah. And
so, as the keen audience may have noticed, we no longer sport our long beards.
It's getting back here.
I quit the challenge.
Yes, you did.
So I simply cut my beard, and everyone followed. It was simply depressing looking at my. I don't like the look at all. I didn't feel good with it, and too much depression piling up in one. I just decided to cut it off. End of story.
It was a nice experience. A nice experiment.
I tried to keep. I was the one who held on for the longest.
You were?
Yes.
You won?
But eventually I just thought, well, fuck, I probably got this one. Even though we said we should try to let it grow until a whole year.
November would have been that, yes.
Yeah, and I was getting fed up by this damn beard. And it was so great to get it off. My God, it was like a new person arrived in front of the mirror. It was fantastic. Holy shit! I can't understand that somebody actually can live with that. Holy moly!
Me neither.
Woo. So yeah, I mean, even this I think is annoying. Yeah, but. I probably have one extra under here.
What was your experience, Hans, with a long beard?
It was, it gets very itchy and very dirty after eating. So I was outside smoking when you told us that you had shaved it off. I put out the cigarette immediately and I went into the bathroom, took the trimmer and got it off. I was like, finally. I really had considered for a long time just removing it. Well, yeah, I let it grow for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time and then I trim it back down.
What I found nice was visiting the barbershop from time to time. And just having everything except the chin part, trimmed properly. That was nice, and that nice feeling lasted 2 or 3 days. But then it was back to feeling like a barbarian.
Yeah, me and Tadeusz went to a barber
In Prague.
in Prague.
Yeah, same
That was
barber as I
nice.
went to.
It was a nice
nice.
experience. I almost fell asleep, so nice it was.
I can recommend that. It's the Old Town Barber in central Prague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tadeusz, what was your experience with the long beard?
I thought I would be into it, but I got really frustrated from it as well. Especially since here on the side, I mean, it still looks like a 5-year-old's arse. Like I mean, it's just not really growing anything even after 4 months. It's just. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. So yeah, I didn't really care to that I didn't make the challenge. So it felt better to shave it off, and now I was just too lazy to shave it off again. So that's why I look again like a hobo with a shotgun. Or
That was
without a shotgun.
that was one nice thing about it, was that I didn't have to like trim it every once in a while. Just letting it do its thing was quite nice. That's why I keep forgetting it now.
You see, I'm already chewing again my mustache,
Yeah.
so you have to trim it sooner or
Yes.
later because it's just stuff getting stuck in there, birds building nests, and
A sparrow nest.
yes.
Yeah, like a radagast. Anyone want to issue another challenge? I know I'm not.
oh, not right now.
We have to get back into
Hey.
the routine of it.
Let
Yeah.
that be a challenge. Let's release these regularly for a couple of months, and then we'll have
Until
make
the
the
end
next
of the
challenge.
year. How about until the end of the year?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we don't have any tightly packed periods as it looks for the rest of the year, so we might make this.
Yeah.
The reason we stopped was first with all the stress leading up to the anniversary show, and then a lot of stuff that followed. Tour with Surma, for example, and some other shows. But now we can't blame the lack of time, at least. Let's do it.
Oh.
The only stressful part for me about the anniversary show was learning to play How Far to Asgard. And now I've forgotten it again. I tried playing it another day. I don't even remember a small bit. All the time I spent on that song.
That was difficult.
But
It's
it
not
was
an easy
cool.
song.
It was fun to play, actually.
I
Yeah.
liked it very much to play, but it looked like the people really didn't get it.
No. It's not a song they hear on the radio here, and we haven't played it for almost decades.
No. It was fun to
It's
play.
not. It's not one of our
Yeah.
biggest hits. It was fun, yes.
Yeah.
I would absolutely like to play it, yeah. Cool.
All right. So,
And we don't have any questions for this one. I'll guess we're gonna get some on the next episode.
hope so. Encouraging people to go to patreon.com/tierband and put questions to us directly there. We will answer them in depth on the next Tiercast.
So I guess this is it for now. This was a long one, but it's been a long time, so there was a lot of things to cover. So
There were.
yeah.
Please give us a like, thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. You can follow me on or subscribe to my channel on YouTube. It's youtube.com/HerJohansson, and I will provide a direct link to Tad's and Hans's YouTube channels as well. And in the meantime, we are trying to convince Gunnar to make a YouTube channel. That is not so easy, but eventually we shall succeed even with that. On Instagram, we are tier_official. On Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you will find us at tierband. You can track us on bandsintown.com facebook.com/tier. Bands in Town will let you know when we play in your area, so you're sure not to miss a show. We do have a TikTok profile. It's at Tier Pharaoh, but almost nothing is happening there. I am of the conviction now that TikTok is pretty much worthless and useless. At least for bands like us. But we do have it nonetheless.
I saw one very interesting thing. It was a girl who had millions of followers on TikTok, and she went to one of these conventions where fans can come and meet their, like, whoever they follow, YouTubers and stuff like that. And what they found out was that even though she had like 5 million followers, not a single person that came to that huge convention knew who she was. And I saw people saying like 1 million followers on TikTok is like 5,000 YouTube subscribers worth, like in people
we
actually
have
know.
25,000.
Yes.
We would be
but it's just
on TikTok.
crazy. Like it's like a very weird dynamic on TikTok.
Yeah, it is. So, please listen to our music. You can listen right here on our YouTube channel, or you can listen on your favorite streaming platform. On tier.fo, like I said, you can buy our CDs, LPs, and you can sign up for our newsletter. And next thing is that we are going to try to release these things. I hope I'm not boring you, Gunnar, on the 7th and the 22nd of each month at 1700 Central European Time. That, for now, is the challenge. Unless you gentlemen have more to add. We tried to record this in the morning, by the way, but because of Hans's working schedule, we're recording this in the evening, and we look a bit more tired. We tend to look more fresh.
I love this
at
in
9
the
in the morning.
Morning? No.
So
It is what it is.
that means nothing. Stop saying it.
It is what it is. And that was it. And goodbye to all of you here from the corner of the Faroe Islands, where it rains and pours almost every day.
The last 2 days were quite okay, actually.
No, they're not quite okay. They were just okay.
No, they were amazing.
No, not yesterday.
Okay, well,
I was out
let's just
yesterday.
stop it here.
was not amazing.
Rain, not rain. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye. Bye.
Hope to have everyone back here on Sunday, the 7th of August at 5 p.m. Central European Time. Ha det bra så länge.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sickle.